August 20, 1940, Mexico City. An ice axe crashes through Leon Trotsky's skull. The man who could have ruled Russia instead of Stalin lies dying, blood pooling on his desk. This assassination was the final blow in history's deadliest political rivalry. But this story begins decades earlier, in the smoky underground meetings of revolutionary Russia. Two brilliant minds, both dedicated to the same cause, would become the most dangerous enemies in Soviet history. Their battle wouldn't just decide who ruled Russia, it would determine the fate of millions. Vladimir Lenin lay dying in 1924. The father of the Soviet Union had suffered multiple strokes, and the Communist Party faced its greatest crisis. Who would inherit the revolution? Two titans emerged from the shadows. Leon Trotsky, the fiery orator who had led the Red Army to victory, and Joseph Stalin, the quiet Georgian who controlled the party apparatus. Trotsky seemed the obvious choice. He was Lenin's right-hand man, the brilliant strategist who had crushed the White Army. His speeches could move mountains. His intellect was unmatched. But Stalin had something more valuable: patience and cunning. While Trotsky gave grand speeches, Stalin quietly placed his allies in key positions across the Soviet bureaucracy. The first blow came at Lenin's funeral. Trotsky was conveniently too ill to attend. Stalin had deliberately given him the wrong date. As Stalin carried Lenin's coffin, positioning himself as the natural successor, Trotsky was hundreds of miles away, unaware he'd been outmaneuvered. The symbolism was devastating. But Stalin's masterstroke was yet to come. He formed an unlikely alliance with Grigory Zinoviev and Lev Kamenev, two men who despised him but feared Trotsky more. Together, they systematically dismantled Trotsky's power base. When Trotsky tried to publish Lenin's testament, which warned against Stalin's growing power, Stalin's allies blocked it. By 1925, the trap was complete. Stalin accused Trotsky of factionalism, the ultimate sin in the Communist Party. Trotsky, the man who had once commanded armies, found himself politically isolated. His supporters were purged, his speeches interrupted, his very presence questioned. The revolutionary hero was becoming a pariah in his own revolution. In 1929, Trotsky was exiled from the Soviet Union entirely. But Stalin's paranoia grew with his power. From Turkey to Norway to Mexico, Trotsky continued writing, criticizing Stalin's brutal collectivization and growing dictatorship. His words reached millions worldwide, making him perhaps the most dangerous man alive, a living reminder of what the revolution could have been. Stalin's response was swift and merciless. He launched the Great Purge, eliminating anyone with ties to Trotsky. Old Bolsheviks who had fought alongside Lenin were tortured into confessing imaginary crimes. Trotsky's son Sergei was arrested and executed. The message was clear. Association with Trotsky meant death. But Stalin wanted more than Trotsky's silence, he wanted his death. Secret agents were dispatched across the globe. The first attempt came in Mexico City in May 1940. Machine gun fire riddled Trotsky's bedroom, but miraculously, he survived. Stalin was furious. His reputation was on the line. He needed a more personal touch. Enter Ramon Mercader, a Spanish communist and trained assassin. He infiltrated Trotsky's inner circle through a romantic relationship with an American Trotskyist. For months, he gained Trotsky's trust, visiting regularly, discussing politics and revolution. Trotsky, the master strategist, never suspected the young man bringing him manuscripts was his executioner. August 20, 1945, 20 p.m., Mercader entered Trotsky's study with a raincoat concealing an ice axe. As Trotsky read Mercader's article critique, the assassin struck. The axe penetrated 3 inches into Trotsky's brain. But, incredibly, the old revolutionary didn't die immediately. He fought back, wrestling with his assassin. Trotsky's bodyguards burst in to find their leader, blood streaming down his face, holding his attacker. "I will not survive this attack," Trotsky whispered. Stalin has finally accomplished the task. He died the next day in a Mexico City hospital. His last words reportedly being, "I will not survive this attack." Stalin has finally accomplished the task. With Trotsky's death, Stalin's victory was complete. But the cost was staggering. Millions had died in purges, famines, and gulags. The revolution that promised to liberate humanity had become a reign of terror. Trotsky's vision of worldwide revolution died with him, replaced by Stalin's brutal socialism in one country. The rivalry between these two men shaped not just Soviet history, but the entire 20th century. Trotsky represented the idealistic revolutionary, brilliant but naive to political reality. Stalin embodied pragmatic ruthlessness, building power through manipulation and fear. Their conflict proves that sometimes the most dangerous enemy is the one who shares your dreams. This deadly duel between former allies reminds us that power corrupts absolutely, and even the noblest revolutions can devour their own children. If you're fascinated by these dark chapters of history and want to uncover more shocking stories of power, betrayal, and the human cost of political ambition, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. History's greatest rivalries await, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. What do you think, was Stalin's victory inevitable, or could Trotsky have changed the course of history? Let me know in the comments below. Tell us which country or city you're watching from. See you in the next video. Bye.